Welcome to Cheryl's Home Cooking, and today what I'm going to show you is my homemade chicken noodle vegetable soup. It's so good and so yummy. So let's get started. So I have my pot and I'll fill it. I'm filling it from my faucet. I just wanted to show you the light on it. When it's blue, it's cold. Isn't that pretty? It's different. So I'll fill my pot about halfway. When it's green, it's like in between. It's between hot and cold. And when it gets red, it means it's very hot. So I just wanted to show you that. So I'll be filling my pot with all cold water. So now that my pot is half full, I'll remove it from my sink and put it on my burner. So for my chicken noodle vegetable soup, what I'm going to do now is I picked up 2 packages of the chicken leg quarters. I'll place them in my water. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'll have a total of 8. Now I'll go wash my hands. It's a real cold day today, so I figured I'd make everyone homemade soups. So I have my chicken thighs in my pot on my stove. There's 8 of them in there. I filled the water halfway. Once my chicken has cooked thoroughly, that's when I take the chicken out of the broth, and then I'll add in my carrots. I picked up carrot chips. So I have 2 12-ounce packages. I'll be placing them in. Along with my carrots, I'll also be placing in the baby Dutch yellow potatoes. I'll dice them up and just throw them in, and they'll boil along with the carrots. And when I debone the chicken, I'll throw the chicken in there. It's really good. To add more chicken flavor to my broth, I'll be adding in 4 tablespoons of the instant bouillon. It's the chicken bouillon. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. To add flavor to my broth, I picked up 3 green onions. I just got done washing them. I'll peel them. Get the top layer of the skin off. I'll dice them and then add them into my broth. I usually like to add leeks, but the store was out of leeks. So I'll just add them into my broth and continue with the rest. Peel off the top. Make sure they're washed well because there's dirt in between them. Already smells good. Now for my last green onion. Last green onion. I picked up some celery, so I'll add some celery in there. I have about 4 stalks. I'll go rinse them and then dice them up. I'm splitting them down the middle. And then I'll dice them. I'll add the celery into my broth. I'll add 3 more celery stalks. So that's a total of 7 I'm adding in here. It's a lot of broth, so I really want to flavor it. Alrighty. I'll add in 1 whole white onion. I'll dice this up as well. So now I'll place this white onion into my broth. To this, I'll add about 3 garlic cloves. I'll dice them up. I'm dicing my garlic up small. So now I'll place my garlic in the broth. I was going to wait until I deboned my chicken before I put in my vegetables, but you know what? I think I'm going to add them in now. This way here the broth has a real good flavor with all the vegetables that are in there. So I'll just place my 2 bags of carrots in there. They're 12 ounces each. And it's the crinkle cut. Get my other bag. Add that in. Now I'll take my potatoes and add them in too. So I'll take my potatoes, I cut it in half again, and then I'll cut it 3 times. So I'm like dicing them. This way here they're more bite size. It's supposed to be really cold tomorrow morning, so that's why I figured I'd make soup. Then we can always have leftovers. So this chicken vegetable noodle soup is really good. With the leftovers, what I like to do is either can it so that in the future I have homemade soups, or freeze it. The potatoes that I added in here were 24 ounces. So that'll be enough potatoes. And what I like to do is let this simmer all day for a couple of hours so that the chicken is so nice and tender and that the vegetables, they melt right in your mouth. I don't add my noodles to the broth. What I like to do is I put my noodles in a bowl and then I'll add the broth along with the vegetables and the chicken right on top of the noodles because it seems like the broth really absorbs into the noodles and then I have less broth and real washed out noodles. So I never put my noodles in with the broth. So I picked up some flat leaf parsley. I'll go take a handful, go wash it. I'll cut the stems off. Now I'll curl up the parsley and just slice it. I like to use fresh parsley in my soups. It's a half a cup parsley. And for my soup, I picked up the medium egg noodles. Or if you prefer, you can use the orzo. So either or is good with this soup. I had a little piece of purple onion, so I just added it in. You don't have to, I just wanted to get rid of it. So now I'll mix this. I'll add a little bit of salt. I'm using kosher salt. A little bit of pepper. Mix it around. Smells good already. So now I'll put my lid on. I have my burner on medium. And I'll let this cook for a couple of hours. I'll test the chicken and the vegetables and see how nice and tender they are. And then I'll debone my chicken and throw the chicken in here. And oh, I can't wait to have some. Boy, does this soup smell really good. So now I'll take my chicken out, debone it, and then throw the chicken meat back in. And oh, I can't wait to have some of this soup. You can see that the chicken now is ready to come out. It's ready to fall right off the bone. So I'll take it out of my pot. Once the chicken has cooled, that's when I'll take the meat off the bone. Right now it's piping hot. See how nice that chicken came out? It's steaming right now, so I'm going to wait for it to cool and then I'll take the chicken meat off. Look at how good this soup came out. The carrots, the potatoes, the chicken, the noodles. Nothing like homemade. Well, thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of Cheryl's Home Cooking and watching me make homemade chicken vegetable noodle soup. Enjoy. I'll see you guys next video. Bye-bye.